Welcome to this episode of the Crazy Blind Tech Podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of the Crazy Blind Tech Podcast. In this episode, we will show you what apps we use on the Mac on a daily basis. Let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Electron and these are going to be my applications. So I am in the Finder right now, so I'm going to hit Command-Shift-A, and I do have my speech rooted. I don't know if the others will. That's their decision.
Applications. Now in Applications window, list view table, no selection.
So there you go. I'm going to...
In list view table, no name, column 1, row.
Alright, here we go. Okay, so the first one is A Blind Legend. This is an audio game. I'm not going to open any of these, obviously, but that's A Blind Legend.
Airfoil satellite application.
That's Airfoil Satellite. That's the satellite application for the next program.
Airfoil application.
This is an excellent program for sending audio to things over the network. Airfoil is amazing for that.
Alfred application.
This is Alfred. Alfred is quite the app. If I press Option Space,
application window, edit text blank.
It's very much like Spotlight Search, except for the fact that it does have custom searches, which I don't think very many of mine are here, but
Finder application.
There you go.
Amadeus Pro application.
That's Amadeus Pro. That's an amazing audio editor. It's a good recorder too, but I'm using Simple Recorder to record this. Please visit episode 1 of Mac Tutorials for a tutorial on Amadeus Pro.
Amphetamine application.
This is Amphetamine. This app keeps your Mac awake. If you close it or things like that, it'll keep it from falling asleep.
App Store application.
That's the App Store. That's self-explanatory.
App Cleaner application.
App Cleaner. This is an excellent app for cleaning out apps because some people like to say, well, if you delete an app, you just press Command-Delete and it will remove it through the trash. That's not exactly how it works because it'll leave a whole bunch of system crap sitting in like your folders and you won't have the permissions to delete all that stuff and you won't know where it is. App Cleaner, if you delete the app through App Cleaner, will find all that and get rid of it.
Audio Hijack application.
Audio Hijack. This is another excellent recorder. It can record pretty much anything. It can do broadcasts too, even to FTP servers. Even though it is audio only, it can do FTP and SFTP.
Automator application.
Automator, that's self-explanatory. That's an app on the Mac that comes with it.
Balena Etcher application.
Balena Etcher, this is an excellent app for etching ISOs, unless it's Genix. But then again, Genix is kind of unstable, so yeah. Otherwise, I have never had a problem with Balena Etcher, unless it's a Windows ISO, which you really should be doing that through the boot camp thing anyway. Of course, you can't do that on newer Macs, though. All right, well, I don't know, but if it's a Linux ISO, Etcher's got you.
Books application.
Books, that's self-explanatory.
Book to audio application.
Book to Audio, that's an app I'm working on right now, so I'm not going to really go into that.
Calculator application.
Calculator, that's self-explanatory.
Calendar application.
Calendar.
CHCR1M application.
Checkra, that's a jailbreak. Checkra1N.
Chess application.
Chess, self-explanatory.
Contacts application.
Contacts, also self-explanatory.
Dictionary application.
Dictionary, self-explanatory.
Discord application.
Discord, that is an excellent service. You can create your own server and you have people join that server. I have one, which I will link in the show notes.
FaceTime application.
FaceTime, that's comes with your Mac.
Fargo application.
Fargo, that's a soundboard. I'll just show that one because it's fun.
Fargo application.
What the
Find My application.
Find My, that's comes with your Mac.
Fission application.
It's not Fission, it's Fission, but Fission is another great audio editor. That one's made by Rogue Amoeba.
Fontbook application.
So is Farrago and Airfoil, by the way.
Fontbook application.
Fontbook, that's self-explanatory.
Google Chrome application.
Google Chrome, that's, if you don't know what Google Chrome is, you're insane. It's a browser, but I don't use it. I don't like Google Chrome.
Home application.
Home, that's the Home app, like HomeKit.
Image capture application.
Image capture, that's self-explanatory. It's in the name. it captures images.
Carabiner Elements dialog application.
Carabiner Elements lets you remap keys on your keyboard.
Carabiner Event Viewer dialog application.
Carabiner Event Viewer. That comes with when you install Carabiner Elements. I'm not entirely sure what that does.
Launchpad dialog application.
Launchpad. That helps you launch apps. That comes with your Mac.
Logic Pro dialog application.
Logic Pro. That's a music creation tool. Please visit episode 2 of the Mac Tutorials series for a tutorial on Logic Pro.
Loopback dialog application.
Loopback, that is an excellent audio routing software by Rogue Amoeba. Please visit episode 5 of Mac Tutorials for a tutorial on Loopback.
MacForge dialog application.
MacForge, this kind of lets you install tweaks to your Mac. You have to disable the system integrity protection to use it, though. So if you don't feel comfortable using that, do not install this app.
Mail dialog application.
Mail, that's self-explanatory.
Maps dialog application.
Maps, self-explanatory.
Messages dialog application.
Self-explanatory.
MIDI to MP3 dialog application.
MIDI to MP3, that's an app that I found. I don't even know where I found that. But it basically just lets me convert MIDI files to MP3.
Mission Control dialog application.
Mission Control, that's Mac thing.
Music dialog application.
Music, self-explanatory.
NDI Virtual Input dialog application.
NDI Virtual Input. This basically, I can send an NDI input to this. It's part of NewTek's NDI tools and use it as a camera.
News dialog application.
News.
NewTek NDI Access Manager dialog application.
NewTek NDI Access Manager. This is like to manage NDI things on your network, but that only works with NDI HX, I think.
NewTek NDI Scan Converter dialog application.
NDI Scan Converter. I forget what that one does.
NewTek NDI Video Monitor dialog application.
Video Monitor, that you can see the NDI output of something.
Notes dialog application.
Notes, that's self-explanatory.
OBS dialog application.
OBS, Open Broadcasting Software, is great live streaming software there.
Onyx dialog application.
Kind of have to learn it. Onyx, that's a great app for cleaning your Mac out of junk and just general clutter and things that are taking up space that shouldn't be, that you can't delete because you don't know where they are.
OpenDrive dialog application.
OpenDrive, that is an excellent cloud storage platform. Works on Mac, Windows, iOS, and Android. I don't believe they have a Linux app, but don't quote me on that.
Packages dialog application.
Packages, that's a thing for making macOS installer PKGs, but they still need to update it for Big Sur, and Catalina and Big Sur, because the way installers work on those two is different. You can still use the packages installers on them, but you have to do a little thing when you're installing the software. It's kind of annoying.
Photo Booth dialog application.
Photo Booth comes with your Mac, not explaining it.
Photos dialog application.
Photos, that's self-explanatory.
Podcast dialog application.
Podcasts, self-explanatory.
Pontes Media Downloader dialog application.
Pontes Media Downloader, that's a great app for downloading YouTube videos, or I think you can do them off of like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that kind of thing. I have not tested that, of course.
Preview dialog application.
That's why I said I think. Preview.app, I think that has something to do with Quick Look? I don't know. I see it on every Mac. It comes with your Mac. I'm not entirely sure what it does.
QuickTime Player dialog application.
QuickTime Player lets you play back videos, and you can record your videos. You can record your screen or your camera or whatever.
Reminders dialog application.
Reminders, that's self-explanatory. I can't believe I'm going so crazy with just like scrolling through these apps. I'm just like, I don't know what that is. Anyways.
RS Games Client 2.2 dialog application.
RS Games Client 2.2.app. I don't know why they named it so long, but that's the RS Games app. That's a great set of games for the blind.
Safari dialog application.
Safari. If you don't know what Safari is, get out of here. It's a web browser for the Mac. The one that comes with it by default.
Simple Recorder dialog application.
If you don't have Safari, then your Mac is broken and you need to get it looked at.
Simple Recorder dialog application.
Simple Recorder, that's what I'm recording this with. I love Simple Recorder because I can just do keyboard commands to start recording and things like that.
Siri dialog application.
Siri, that's self-explanatory.
Skype dialog application.
Skype, if you don't know what Skype is, just go look it up.
SMC Fan Control dialog application.
SMC Fan Control, that lets me control the fans. That works on non-T2 Macs, and some T2 Macs I believe it does sort of work on, but then it kind of breaks, so it doesn't work as well. And the M1s I have no clue. I doubt it works.
SoundNote application.
SoundNote, this is really old, but somehow it still works. It basically adds sounds, so like if I switch to
Spotlight switch application. Finder app. Now in window.
or
Edit.
like Alfred, you hear that little...
Now in window. Finder.
Here, let me turn my speech off.
VoiceOver muted.
Hear this sound? Yeah, that's from
VoiceOver
SoundNote.
muted. Sound source application.
Sound Source. This is an excellent app that lets me switch inputs and outputs on the fly, as well as redirect certain applications' outputs, and I can bring that app up just by pressing Control-S.
Application. Sound source window. Output device. The current audio device selection. Finder application. Application.
And, of course, if you've listened to our podcast on Sound Source, you will know what that is. Please visit episode 4 of Mac Tutorials for a tutorial on Sound Source.
Stickies application.
Okay, Stickies, I don't know what that does.
Stocks application.
But it comes with your Mac stocks. That's just to show, like, stocks of a company, usually Apple. I think that's the only company you can do. I don't know, maybe you can do other ones. I don't pay attention to the stocks app.
System preferences application.
System preferences, that's your settings.
Team Talk 5 application.
Team Talk 5, that's a great communication platform if you can get a server running, which is really difficult because you have to have a box or something to host it on, like a Linux box or a Windows box to put it on, and you have to be able to port forward and things like that. But it does have really great audio if you set it correctly.
Text edit application.
Text edit, that's editing text files, duh.
The Unarchiver application.
The Unarchiver, I use that for like RAR files, or I think it can do tar.gz files or stuff like that. Now, you don't actually need that for 7-zips anymore because Archive utility can do 7-zips now, which not many people seem to know that, but Archive utility can do 7-zip now.
Time Machine application.
Time Machine, that's backup utility for the Mac, comes with your Mac.
Transmit application.
Transmit, this is an app you can use to connect to FTP servers, or you can use it to connect to a Dropbox or Google Drive or even OpenDrive if you know how to do it correctly, because you have to enable WebDAV and stuff.
TV application.
TV, that's obvious.
Utilities folder. Collapse.
Utilities folder, I'm not going to even go in there because those are all default Mac apps.
VMware Fusion application.
VMware Fusion, this is what I use to run virtual machines.
VOCR application.
VOCR, that's an OCR for voiceover. We have a podcast on that. Please visit Mac Tutorials episode 3 for a tutorial on VOCR. Voice memos, it's supposed to go finished, and then, yeah, whatever. You just look at the podcast we have. Voice memos, that's obvious.
Xcode application.
Xcode, that's Apple's code thingy.
Zoom application.
Zoom, that's Zoom video calling software. And that's it. Those are all of my applications. Thank you for listening to my set of applications, everyone.
All right, this is the Tech Piano Player Kit, and I'll be showing what apps I have on my Mac.
Finder, desktop applications, a Blind Legend application.
So a Blind Legend is an audio game that I actually haven't played for a long time, which I may delete just because I haven't played it in a long time, and yeah.
All Audio Record Studio application.
All Audio Record Studio, I haven't used that for a while. I guess I was just looking for some other audio stuff before I found out about other accessible apps.
Amadeus Pro application.
Amadeus Pro, that's another recording app.
Please visit Mac Tutorials episode 1 for a tutorial on Amadeus Pro.
App Store application.
App Store, self-explanatory.
Audacity application.
Audacity is a recording software that I use mainly for recordings audio.
Audio Hijack application.
Audio Hijack, haven't used that in a while, but I have it just in case.
Automatic application.
Automator, it's something it's on the Mac. You can do kind of all sorts of stuff on there.
Beatstar application.
Beatstar is like a rhythm game, essentially. It's pretty fun.
application.
BetterNet and VPN. That's for a VPN network, so you can connect to a different VPN services and networks and stuff if you want to secure your network connection.
Big Bang Board Games folder. August.
Big Bang Theory games. I haven't played those. Those apparently come pre-installed in the Mac.
Booking application.
Booking. I'm not even sure what that is. Probably something to book stuff.
Books application.
Books
January
is to read your ebooks on your Mac.
Browserism application. August the 2017. Browserism.
Browserism. I'm not sure what that is. That's probably part of Google Chrome apparently.
Calculator application.
Calculator. Self-explanatory.
Calendar application.
Calendar.
January the 1st.
Again, self-explanatory.
Change reaction application.
Change Reaction is a game. Now, not Chain Reaction, but Change Reaction. That's a game with money and stuff, and you have to complete certain tasks. And it's been a while since I played this, but it's quite interesting.
Chess application.
Chess.
January the 1st.
It's on the Mac. I think it's some type of game. I don't know if it's accessible or not.
Comic Life application.
Comic Life. I don't even know what that is.
Compressor application.
Compressor. That is part of a education bundle that I got with Logic Pro.
Contacts application.
Contacts. Pro self-explanatory. Same thing on the iPhone and their mobile devices and tablets.
Dark Defender application.
Dark Defender is an audio game that, again, I haven't played in a while. So, yeah.
Dictionary application.
Dictionary. It's on the Mac. You can look up words.
Discord application. April the 11th,
Discord, like a server that you can have people hang out and stuff like that.
Double Twist application.
Double Twist. Again, I have no idea what that is. Again, something on the Mac, I think.
FaceTime application.
FaceTime for Mac, Apple devices, iPads, iPhones, iPods, and Macs. You can do video calls or just an audio call.
Final Cut Pro application.
Final Cut Pro is part of that bundle that I was talking about with Logic Pro.
Find My application.
Find My is with the Apple thing to find your devices and stuff like that.
Fontbook application.
Fontbook, not sure what that is.
GarageBand application.
GarageBand is like Logic Pro.
Grail to the Thief 1.0.
Grail to the Thief is an audio game that you basically are a thief and you want to steal the Holy Grail. And yeah.
Home application. Home application.
Home, I'm not sure what that is.
iDVD application.
iDVD, which I'm not even sure why that's on here. I don't have a DVD player.
Image capture application.
Image capture,
January the 1st,
something with camera, I guess. I don't know.
iMovie application.
iMovie,
March the 7th, 2000.
it's to edit your movies and videos and stuff.
Infovox iVox pronunciation editor.
Infovox iVox pronunciation editor. That's part of the voice thing I'm using to get the editor to pronounce certain words correctly.
Infovox iVox voice manager application.
Infovox iVox voice manager. That's where you can get all the voices and buy the voices if you want.
iPhoto application.
iPhoto is where you have all the photos.
iWeb application.
iWeb.
August 22nd, 2000. iWeb application.
iWeb?
iPhoto iWeb application. WEB period.
Yeah, iWeb. I'm not even sure what that is.
Keynote application.
Keynote is like
Kismet application. Audiobook manager. Launchpad. Kismet application. Keynote Application.
Yeah, Keynote's like the Microsoft version of Microsoft. What do you call it? Microsoft PowerPoint.
Kismet application. August the 27th.
I'm not sure what that is.
KAES period A P.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Audiobook manager application. January the 6th.
Audiobook Manager. I think that's something with Learning Ally that I used to use for one of my school classes.
Launchpad application.
Launchpad. I really never used that. That's something on the Mac.
Logic Pro application.
Logic Pro.
April
That's
27th.
like GarageBand, but it has a lot more sounds and synthesizers and all that.
Please visit Mac Tutorials Episode 2 for a tutorial on Logic Pro.
Backdoor application.
Loopback.
January
You can make virtual cables and stuff like that, so you can like loop different devices to each thing so people can hear stuff.
Missed application. May the 21st.
And this is MISTed. It's supposed to be Mac ID. That's basically, I believe this is for like, you can, I don't know if I downloaded this or this came with it, but apparently, I think I had this on here when I wanted to use my Mac for, to unlock my Mac with my iPhone and Apple Watch. And I think that came, and that may also became pre-installed. I'm not sure, but I think it's part of set it up.
Mail application.
Mail, that's the Mail app for the Mac.
Main stage application.
Main Stage, that came also with the bundle, education bundle with the Logic Pro.
Maintenance application.
Maintenance,
June
that's
13th.
something that I got from a friend to clean up files and junk and stuff on your Mac that it shouldn't be there on your computer.
Maps application.
Maps, pretty self-explanatory. Look around the world.
Messages application.
Messages, you can text people through iMessage. stuff like that.
Mission control application.
Mission control, I haven't really used that.
Motion application.
Motion, again, that's part of the education bundle through Logic Pro.
Music application.
Music, that's your listen to your music on your same thing on your iPhone. That's your iTunes library essentially for short terms.
News application.
News, you can listen to the news. Not listen to this, but you can read the news, and I think you can also listen to the news. But I think some of them require News Plus, which I don't have.
Notes application.
Notes, you can take notes if you want to, like for a shopping list, or just take down some short notes in class, something if you want.
Numbers application.
Numbers is the version like Microsoft Excel.
OBS application.
OBS is a software that's called Open Broadcaster Studio, I think is what it stands for. Basically, that's where you can stream to YouTube, Twitch, stuff like that.
On the outliner application.
On the outliner, again, I have no idea what that is.
Pages application.
Pages is that's the pre-install text editor that you'd have on there to do your text editing stuff.
Correction of misinformation. Pages is a text editor, but it is not the default pre-installed text editor on every Mac. The pre-installed default text editor on every Mac is TextEdit.
Photo booth is for your camera.
Photos application.
Photos, that's for your photos. I'm not sure what the iPhoto is. I think that's either old version or that's still got on there somehow.
Podcast application.
Podcast, pretty self-explanatory. You can listen to podcasts.
Preview application.
Preview, I believe that's where you can read PDFs. PDF files.
QuickTime Player application.
QuickTime Player is like another video recording software and stuff like that.
REAPR64 app.
That's Reaper 64. That's more like you can record stuff if you want, but I haven't really used this very much. You can do certain things there, but again, I haven't used it very much. I may delete that. I'm not sure.
Reminders application.
Reminders.
January the 1st.
You can set reminders basically and what you want to do for a shopping list or something, or saying, hey, I have school this today or tomorrow, whatever, or a meeting.
Remote desktop VMC.
Remote desktop VMC. I don't know. I think I downloaded that. I forget why I downloaded that. I think I was trying something.
RS Games Cloud 2.2 app.
And then RS Games is a game for the blind. You can play different games there, Uno and all that kind of stuff like there.
Safari application.
Safari is one of the web browsers like you would have on Windows, like Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, or and I think Windows is default is Windows. No, I think Windows now is Microsoft Edge. So on Mac, it's Safari.
Zero application.
Zero, which I have not used that, but I had a subscription where you can do certain things, so like listen to like audio descriptive TV shows and stuff like that.
Server application.
Server, that's like the Mac server. Like for a Mac server, you want to have, if you want it, I just have it installed for some reason. I forget why I did that.
Silver Dollar application.
Silver Dollar is another game for the blind. Again, as I said, I haven't played it a long time, but again, it's another audio game.
Siri application.
Siri, that is, the virtual assistant.
Skype application.
Skype, another social media platform thingy like FaceTime, but only on Skype, but you can call each other.
Smic fan control.
SMC fan control, that's turn on the fan if you have a computer that gets warm easily.
Sound note application.
Sound note, that's for some sound effects that I have chosen. So like when you do certain things, like turn on the Mac, it will, after you log in, the sound will make a sound, and then when you log off, it makes a sound.
Stickies application.
Stickies, I'm not even sure what that is.
Stocks application.
Stocks, I don't even use it.
Siphon inject application.
I don't even know what that is either.
System preferences application.
System preferences is, you basically settings of the computer.
Team Talk 5 application.
Team Talk 5 is just where you would do certain, you can, like a server platform, you can you have a user account, you have a server, and you can talk and chat and stuff, but it's live.
Team Viewer application.
Team Viewer, I have that because of Ira and stuff. I need help with that, but basically you can view people's screens, or if you need to, they can give remote control.
Text edit application.
Text Edit is another text editing app that I downloaded.
The Abandoned Castle application.
The Abandoned Castle, which apparently came with the Mac.
The Great Toy Robbery application.
The Great Toy Robbery, that's another audio game. Basically, you are an elf, or you're a person, and you try to get all the presents. You're on the naughty list, and then you try to get as many presents as you can before Santa finds you.
The Unarchiver application.
The Unarchiver, that's basically like to get uncompressed files and stuff like that, if you need to.
Time Machine application.
Time Machine, very strange name for it. Basically, that's where you do your backups and stuff. You can use it with an external hard drive.
TV application.
TV, you can watch your movies and shows there.
Utilities folder.
Utilities, that's some extra stuff in there for some other Mac stuff.
Voice memos application.
And voice memos, which is you can do just some short video recording, audio recordings there.
Visitor application.
And
Visitor.
what's this one?
VYSOR Period.
Visor?
VYSOR.
I'm not even sure what Visor is.
Window Xcode application.
And then Xcode is, we can do some programming there.
Zoom.us application.
And then Zoom is like a platform where you can do live sessions there. Not YouTube, but, like a video platform thingy where you can do like live sessions. A lot of schools and businesses use it. And that is it on my end.
Alright, can I record this without screwing up this time? Hey guys, it's me. Creighton decided not to mention his name. So yeah, these are his apps.
Hi guys, and welcome back. And I figured in this podcast I would go over the apps that I use on the Mac. Now, one thing I'm not going to do is root speech through because we're not going to go through the apps and, demonstrate each one. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to Command Tab to my Finder. And to get to our applications folder, which a lot of people seem to think, there's no point in putting your applications in there. Well, it is if you want to keep them organized. But anyway, let's hit Command-Shift-A. The first app that I see in my list is Amadeus Pro. Now, Amadeus Pro is a recorder and audio editor, and it's what I use to make podcasts like this one. And it works really good, and really have not had any issues with it. The next custom app that I see, by the way, we're only going through the custom applications today. Next custom app that I see is App Cleaner. App Cleaner allows you, if you're uninstalling an app, it allows you to take an app and uninstall it that way and remove all the junk files with it. Okay? Now the next one I see is Blade Cleaner. And Blade Cleaner is kind of cool. It basically will scan your system's junk files, temp files, and it'll show you how many megabytes or gigabytes are of those files, and you can remove them. That can be purchased from the App Store. Same with Amadeus Pro, you can get it from the App Store. But let's keep going. Blue Harvest, that's a neat one. Blue Harvest is a way to remove junk files off of external flash drives or external hard drives. So like, for an example, if it's a Windows flash drive and you want to remove like all your trash and all that off of the drive, Blue Harvest can do that. You can get it from the App Store. The other one that I have here is Downy 4. And Downy 4 is used for converting YouTube links or playlists. And it is pretty cool. The other one that is cool, Keynote. Keynote is used to create PowerPoint presentations on the Mac. That's an Apple app, which you can get for free from the App Store if you don't have it. Most newer Macs do. The other app that I have here is Loopback. Loopback is how I do podcasts where I need to route multiple applications through a device. So, it is cool. The other one after Keynote is Pages. So Pages is really cool. I do like Pages. And, Pages is kind of a neat little app. It allows you to do, word processing and everything else. And it's really accessible with VoiceOver. The other one, that is here, Parcel. Parcel is a neat app. It allows you to track delivery things, and it just, you can have it in the background. And it works really good. But, Parcel is just a neat little app. I love it. It's just a neat little app. The next step after Parcel is Pro Audio Converter. That's a neat little app. And I love that little app. It works really good. It allows you to convert files to different formats, or you can do multiple files to multiple formats at one time. So the next one is Sound Source. That's also Rogamoeba. So Loopback is Rogamoeba, and so is Sound Source. It allows you to switch, for an example, outputs. After parcel, we down arrow a few times to Team Talk. Team Talk is a neat little app. It allows you to connect to Team Talk servers, and it works pretty good. Not great, but it does work. The other one is the Unarchiver, and essentially what that one allows you to do is it allows you to extract zip files and things. The other one, the last one that I have, is Transmit, and Transmit is just a neat little app in itself. It allows you to connect to things like, Dropbox, Open Drive, a whole bunch of neat things. So, I do like Transmit a lot. Then we go down, we have two more Twitter apps. We have Twitter, which is the native Twitter app, or Twitterific. Twitterific is the one that I use the most. I paid for that one when it came out. Twitterific is really nice. And then down at the bottom is Zoom, which is basically the Zoom meeting client. So, really that's my apps that I use on a day-to-day basis on the Mac. But anyway, guys, that's it for this podcast. And now I'm going to go and save this file. And
hey everyone, this is Gabriel, and today I'm going to be going through the apps on my Mac. This is a mid-2020 MacBook Air with the 1.1 gigahertz Intel Core i5 quad-core with 512 gigs of SSD storage and 8 gigs of RAM. Today I'm just, again, like I said, going to look through my apps and kind of briefly explain what apps I have on my Mac. And let's go ahead and dive into the applications folder. I already have my speech pre-rooted and slowed down a little bit so you guys can understand what app I'm focused on, but I will be saying the title of the app, the name of the app, as I go in describing briefly what the app does.
Application. In empty cell, column 1.
So,
4K video.
The first
Downloader.app application. Empty 4K video downloader.app application. Level 2.
The first app I have on here is 4K Video Downloader. This lets you download videos, I believe from YouTube and some other sites as well. I'm not sure. This works decently for me, but it is a little bit shoddy at best for what I do. So I don't use it a lot, but there are some other apps on here that I use quite often when I decide to download YouTube videos. I mainly use it for YouTube, but I think you can use some of these for other sites as well.
Airfoil satellite app application.
Airfoil satellite goes along with Airfoil, and it lets you view streams that Airfoil puts out. So what Airfoil is, and I'll get to that in a second because that's the next app.
Airfoil.app application.
What Airfoil is it lets you stream any app or any media that's going on your device to another device. Just as a quick note, this is only for local area network. You cannot stream to other devices across the world or across the country. And Satellite is the app that would let you view that stream.
Alfred.app application.
Alfred is like a Spotlight search alternative. If you have the newer version downloaded from their website, you can pay for the power pack, and it really expands the functionality of Alfred. And it gets really advanced. So I'm not going to go into it fully because I don't have the power pack, and I don't really use the advanced features, but it can do a lot more than Spotlight search. You can type in keywords such as like YouTube and then ping YouTube, like search YouTube directly and things like that. Since this is going, I believe, on Ethan's podcast here, I'm going to see if he wants me to do a demonstration on that, or if he wants to, since he has it and he can. But that's Alfred.
Amadeus Pro application.
Amadeus Pro is the audio recorder that I'm using right now. It does both audio editing and recording. It can do multi-track, things like that. and it can save to a whole plethora of formats, audio formats.
Amphetamine enhancer application.
Amphetamine enhancer, that goes with the amphetamine app, which controls
Amphetamine application.
sleep stuff, power stuff on your Mac. So when it goes to sleep, when the display turns off, that kind of thing, you can control whether you want your computer to fall asleep when you close the lid or not. And amphetamine enhancer just kind of fixes some of the bugs that amphetamine has.
Android file transfer application.
Android file transfer. This is an app that you can use, well, that you have to use if you have an Android device and you want to transfer files directly to it via USB. That's just the app you would get, is Android file transfer. Now, I do have to note the accessibility is a little weird. You have to be used to dragging and dropping with VoiceOver to be able to move stuff from, like, let's say, Finder to your phone to Android file transfer. It can be a little flaky at times.
App Store application.
Obviously, that's the App Store.
App Cleaner application.
App Cleaner. This is what I use to uninstall apps because it seems to dig a little bit deeper and clear out most of the leftover files that apps leave behind. Instead of just moving it to the trash, it gets most of that. And it just presents you with a list of the stuff, the components to that app, so you can uninstall. That's what I personally use. Some people use the drag and drop to trash, but I find sometimes doing that doesn't really clear everything out that you want it to do, so eventually it leads to a space that, could be usable. It just over time, that'll take up more storage.
Audio Hijack.
Audio Hijack is a pretty multifunctional program. It lets you can record audio, you can put effects on stuff, that kind of thing. You can use it to stream to some services like Icecast. It's very advanced. I'm not going to get into it here because that could be another 30-minute podcast in itself.
Automator application. Babel app.
I'm just going to skip all the Mac programs here.
Babel application.
Babel is an app. I don't think it's being made anymore or being updated anymore, and it's not on the App Store anymore, but it lets you do text-to-speech stuff, and then you could use it, save it as a file and things like that to run, you can get text-to-speech to talk. It's good for if you're making text-to-speech skits and stuff on the Mac. You can do that way, and then easily save it as an M4A file to edit later.
Backup and sync from Google application.
Backup and sync from Google, that's Google Drive. I'm not going to explain that because that's pretty self-explanatory. It's just Google Drive.
Blade Cleaner application.
Blade Cleaner is a really nice disk cleanup program on the Mac. I have one more in here also that I use, but I mainly use Blade Cleaner. It lets you clean up system files that aren't needed anymore, helps you kind of clear out app junk, and you really get an idea on what's using up your storage, and you have the ability to clear that stuff out with Blade Cleaner.
Books application. Calculator application. Calendar application. Chess application. Contacts application. Dictionary application. Discord application.
Discord, this is more of a community, type of thing. This did originate as a platform for gamers, but now it's really expanded to just any type of person who wants to use it. It's a VoIP platform, VoIP and chat platform, where you can join other people's servers and do groups and stuff and do private conversations. Very good. The accessibility is a little shoddy at best, but they are trying to make it better. When you do first get it and it detects you have a screen reader, it will ask you if you want to send your send diagnostic data as you're using a screen reader so they can improve accessibility. But Discord is pretty good.
Downy 4 application.
Downy 4, this is another YouTube downloader. I don't think it's only YouTube actually, but it lets you convert to audio and download videos. I use this one decently, but I don't. Whenever I download YouTube videos, I mainly download audio anyway.
FaceTime application. Fargo application.
Fargo is another Rogue Amoeba app, and it is a soundboard. So you could put different sound boards within the app, and then you can switch to them, and then you can set each sound in those separate boards on your keyboard. So depending on what effect thing you have selected, whatever you program for your keyboard can be used as a sound. I'm not sure if Ethan has demonstrated that one yet or not, and if not, we can probably do one in the future on Fargo. It's a pretty cool program.
Find my application. FOLX application.
Folx, FOLX, is a BitTorrent alternative. Well, it's the only option you have pretty much now that BitTorrent isn't being updated, but it's where you can pay, like, when you go on naughty websites like Pirate Bay and things, if you copy a magnet link, you can paste it in Folx and it can download those torrents for you.
Fontbook application. Google Chrome app.
Google Chrome's your normal Chrome web browser, which I do use from time to time on the Mac, but I mainly use it on Windows.
Home application. Honey application.
Honey is a program that you can use to have savings. So what it'll do is once you have the app plus the browser extension installed, if you're going to any like online shopping, for example, like Pizza Hut or anything where you can do online shopping and where coupons exist, it will try looking for coupons and try to get you the best savings and things like that. So with a click, it'll scan for coupons, and if they will work, it will apply them to your checkout and hopefully save you a little bit of money.
Honeygain application.
Honeygain's a program by a different developer that pretty much sells your internet bandwidth, your unused internet bandwidth, and you get paid for it. Now, there may be people who may be like, who are more privacy conscious and, be like, hey, why would you want to be doing that? Who knows what kind of information, they're taking from you. But Honeygain is pretty reputable amongst, people who try to earn passive income. And, oh yeah, that's another note. This is more of a passive income. You will not be able to live off of Honeygain because it's very slow, but it pretty much sells your unused internet bandwidth for cash, and you can pay out using PayPal or Bitcoin after $20 earned, $20 US earned.
Image capture application. IP Royal Pawns application.
IP Royal Pawns, that's another one that also does the same exact thing, sells your unused internet bandwidth for money. Same thing, PayPal and Bitcoin, and your minimum payout on this one is $1.
Carabiner-Elements application.
Carabiner Elements, this is a good program to map keyboard keys to other things. It pretty much has most things to do with keyboard, and any keyboard modification you want to make on your Mac will be done through Carabiner Elements. That's another third-party app I have.
Carabiner-Event Viewer application.
Here's Carabiner's Event Viewer. I don't really mess with this, but it does come with it.
Keynote application. Launchpad application. Loopback application.
Loopback is another Rogue Amoeba app that I use very, very heavily in conjunction with my mixer. This lets you kind of pipe devices, pipe audio from a device or to a device, that kind of thing, and that's what I'm using to route my audio through right now, in combination with my podcasting kit.
Mail application. Maintenance application.
Maintenance, this is the other disk program that I was mentioning earlier. Lets you clean out your disk and unused system files, temporary files, that kind of thing.
Maps application. Messages application. Mission control application. Music application. News application. Notes application. Numbers application. OBS application.
OBS, that's Open Broadcaster Software. Lets you stream to multiple platforms like Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, I believe. And it can you can share your video and screen and things like that. But that's Open Broadcaster Software, OBS.
Onyx application.
Onyx, this is this goes well with maintenance as well because it has most of their utilities all in one. I have both Onyx and Maintenance, but they both have the maintenance capability. Onyx and Maintenance are pretty much from the same developer. It's just Onyx has everything built in, and Maintenance just Maintenance is just the maintenance portion of it. But Onyx is a little more functional if you want to do a little bit more than just clean your disk.
OpenDrive application.
OpenDrive. This is a cloud storage program, kind of like Google Drive and Dropbox. I use that to store some stuff. You can use it to store anything, and it works great.
PacketStream application.
PacketStream, this is another one of those passive income apps that sell your unused bandwidth for money. Minimum payouts $50, and this one I actually know how much you make. I believe it's 10 cents per gig.
Pages application. Parcel application.
Parcel is a delivery tracking program where if you've ordered something, or if you're shipping something, or you're getting something shipped to you and that you have a tracking number, you can put that in and you can get tracking updates from this app instead of having to go into, their website or their own app. All your deliveries can be centralized here.
Photo booth application. Photos app. Podcast application. Preview application. QuickTime player app. Reminders application. Safari application. ScreenFlow application.
ScreenFlow. This is a program that you can use to record your screen, video, and actually it has its own built-in editor, but I prefer iMovie if I'm going to do video editing. But it's a pretty nice program. Trying to think of what to say about it. It's actually extremely accessible, mostly accessible. I wouldn't say extremely because that's an overstatement. It is, pretty accessible. It's just the video editing that's a little strange.
Siri application. Skype application.
Skype. I don't know why I still have this, but that's just standard Skype.
SoundNote application.
SoundNote. This is an old application that's not being developed or updated anymore, but it lets you have sounds on your Mac for when you focus in a window or enter and exit full screen, when you plug in and out a USB or your charger or Bluetooth, anything, anything that your Mac can potentially make a sound for, you can put a sound in for.
SoundSource application.
SoundSource, this is another Rogue Amoeba program that lets you easily switch all your audio stuff, input, output, in a single window without having to go to system preferences. You can add effects to sound devices. You can control the volume and effects on individual apps, and all in one easy, compact window.
Speed test application.
Speed test. This is a really nice program that I use quite a bit for testing internet speed. So this tests your download, upload, and ping.
Spotify application.
Spotify, this is an online music streaming service. I am not paying for this one. I am in one of my friends' Spotify family plan, but I do mainly use Apple Music.
Stickies application. Stocks application. System preferences app. TeamTalk 5 app.
TeamTalk 5, that's TeamTalk conferencing system. Very nice. The accessibility, as some of you may know, if you use a Mac, it's very shoddy, but it works.
TeamViewer application.
TeamViewer is a remote control software, so you can have people control your computer if you need help, or you could control someone else's if you're assisting someone. Works decent, but if you're going to try to control someone else, it can get a little shoddy.
TextEdit application. The Unarchiver application.
The Unarchiver is the program I use to extract any sort of zip file, whether it be a .rar or .exe, that like a compressed self-extraction file, whatever, through 7-zip. This just lets you extract any sort of extractable file, like an ISO and things, if you want to get the contents of something that's like compressed and archived.
Time Machine application. Transmit application.
Transmit is an FTP type of program where you can access FTP, SSH, SFTP, that kind of thing. WebDAV, kind of like WinSCP or FileZilla on the Windows.
TTCOM command terminal shell script.
TTCOM, That's a .command file that I have to open the TeamTalk Commander. It's a console for TeamTalk, so I can view multiple servers at once and, see who's on servers. I can do a whole bunch of things on it.
TunnelBear.application.
TunnelBear is a VPN. Allows you to spoof your IP address to, make servers think you're in another location that you're not actually in. So this is useful, for example, if a service isn't available in your country, or certain content isn't available in your country, you can set a VPN to the US or something and get that content that you want. Or it's a safety thing, so all your information is going through an encrypted tunnel pretty much that normal things just can't access.
TV.app.application. uBlock.app.application.
uBlock, that's an ad blocker that I use. Works with Safari, Chrome, all those browsers out there.
Utilities folder. VLC.app.application.
VLC, that's a media player. You can use it to play audio, video, and MIDI as well, actually.
VMware Fusion.app.application.
VMware Fusion, this is a virtualization program that you can use to virtualize most OSs.
VOCR.app.application.
VOCR, this is a OCR program that goes along with VoiceOver.
VoiceMemos.app.application. Walter2.app.application.
Walter 2. This is a really nice program that'll let you, with a click, add files to your phone, whether it be photos, ringtones, music, that kind of thing, videos. And it's usually smart enough, depending on the file extension or what kind of file it is, to put it in the appropriate place.
YouTube to MP3.app.application.
YouTube to MP3. This is the one I use a lot to convert YouTube videos. This can download whole channels, whole playlist, or just a bunch of videos in bulk. The thing I like about this, though, is you can have it subscribe to channels, and whenever you open it, it'll check if that channel's uploaded any new videos, and it'll automatically download for you.
Zoom.us.app.application.
Zoom, this is the Zoom meeting client that most of us are probably familiar with now with online schooling, so I'm not going to go into it too much. And that's all of the programs
Close all.
that I have on
Rate 75%, 80%. Close.
my Mac. So I will see you guys later.
Apologies for the horrible quality in Creighton's recording. For whatever reason, he decided, let's save the file as a 64 kbps MP3 with average bitrate. So I don't know what he was doing, but yeah, he kind of screwed up the quality, so hopefully that's okay with you guys. That is not my fault. Creighton, I blame you for this because that is your fault for making it a frickin' 64 kbps file. Anyways, yeah. Now let's get to Matthew's apps.
Hello, my name is Matthew Whitaker. Thank you so much to Ethan for inviting me on his podcast. Today we are going to go through my apps in my applications folder. Let's get right into it. So go to Finder. Okay, so head in Teaching Man, go applications folder.
Applications. In the list view, empty cell.
So we'll start from the beginning. I am using Bids for those who are wondering.
Adblock.application. Level.
So I believe this one is for blocking ads on Safari. Even though I haven't had any issues with ads on that web browser. So, but I have it just in case.
AdGuard for Safari.app.
There's another ad thing for Safari.
Adobe Acrobat DC folder.
That is something that I don't know too much about. I know my dad uses some Adobe things here and there on my Mac. I guess for when we're signing stuff or when we have to print, or I don't know exactly, but yeah, I think he downloaded that specifically.
Adobe Creative Cloud folder. Collapsed.
Another Adobe stuff in that folder.
Airfoil folder. Collapsed.
This is a folder for Airfoil, which is an app I believe made by Rogomoeba.
Amadeus Pro.app.
Here's Amadeus Pro. Shout out to Creighton for hooking me up with it.
Ample sound folder.
Okay, so I believe this is a folder for one of my VSTs that I have I use for Logic. The company is Ample Sound. Check out their products. They make some great VSTs.
Anytune.app application.
Here's Anytune. It's basically a app where you can import music and you can change keys and slow down and speed up, do all that.
App Store.app application.
Here's the App Store.
Audio Hijack.app application.
Here's Audio Hijack, which is what I'm using to record everything. Move on.
Audio Score Lite.
Audio Store Lite.
Audio Score Lite 2020.app application.
Okay, I see what that is. I think that's an app where you can have an audio file, and there's this other app called Sibelius, which is like down the list in this list of apps. But basically, long story short, you can import audio and it can try to translate that into sheet music somehow. I haven't experimented with it yet, but hope to do that soon.
Authorization Manager.app application.
Not sure what that one is exactly. I know it's obviously some
Authorization Manager.
authorization manager type thing.
Automator.app application.
Automator, that's a app made by Apple, I believe, and you can automate stuff. I haven't tried it out, but it's there just in case.
Avid folder collapsed.
Okay, this is my folder with all my Avid stuff, so stuff that has to do with that.
Avid_uninstallers folder collapsed.
Okay, I think that's self-explanatory.
Avid_uninstallers folder
Next.
Bitdefender virus scanner.app application.
There is a
Bitdefender virus scanner.
Bitdefender virus scanner.
Books.app application.
Here is the Books app made by Apple.
Booksaudio.app application. Booksaudio.app application.
That is something that Ian is working on. I'm sure he will give more info if he has to, or whenever he's whenever he is available, so he can give info on that. I don't know that much about it.
Calculator.app application.
Calculator.app.
Calendar.app application.
Calendar.
Chess.app application.
Chess.
You are currently Cisco Weeks Meetings.app application.
Cisco WebEx meetings. This is think of it like Zoom, but different layout. But you can host meetings and schedule meetings and all that stuff.
CleanMyMacX.app application.
This is an app that my dad recently downloaded for my Mac, and surprisingly, it is actually really accessible with VoiceOver. So for those who are wondering, yes, CleanMyMacX is accessible.
Contacts.app application.
Contacts, self-explanatory.
CustomShop.app application.
I believe this is a software that is made by IK Multimedia, who makes VSTs and modeling stuff for like different guitar amps and stuff you can use in Logic and stuff. So again, I know some of their stuff is not accessible, unfortunately, but I haven't tried this out yet. So hopefully, I'll be able to do it soon.
Dictionary.app application.
Dictionary.
Discord.app application.
Discord.
You are currently on a Downcast.app application.
Downcast. I recently got into Downcast about a few days ago. It's a podcast player. I have the iPhone version as well. I've been switching between Downcast, Overcast, and Castro. I believe those are the 3 popular ones that blind people tend to use a lot. So I don't know. I've been switching between the 3 lately. So yeah.
Dropbox.app application.
Self-explanatory.
FaceTime.app application.
Self-explanatory.
Fargo.app application. You are currently on a sell to items.
Here's another Vodoamoeba app, Fargo. You can play sound effects and assign them to different keys. You can assign them to different hardware controllers as well. So that's cool.
FindMy.app application.
Self-explanatory.
Fontbook.app application. You are currently on a sell to items.
Shush. Self-explanatory.
FX License Manager.app application.
Another license manager. Again, I don't know that much about it. I'm guessing it's something to do with some VST that my dad had to license for me so I could use it.
Google Chrome app application.
Self-explanatory.
Home app application.
Self-explanatory.
HP folder collapsed.
I believe this HP folder is for printer-related things. I think my dad had to install some software in order for it to work with. In order for the Mac to work well with our printer that we have, which is an HP. So.
HP Easy Scan app application.
Another HP-related thing.
iLock License Manager app application.
iLock. This is definitely for some VSTs that we had to manage and license and all that stuff. So
iLock License Manager app.
So yeah, next.
Image Capture app application.
Image Capture app. That's I'm guessing it's an image capture sort of thing.
Image Capture app.
Some of these I don't know, and I apologize if I'm being vague with these descriptions. But if I don't know it, I don't know it. If I do, I do. Okay. Next.
iMovie app application.
iMovie, self-explanatory.
iPhoto app application.
Self-explanatory.
iRoll Pro app application.
iRoll Pro. Now, this is an app that I recently found. I recently started using on the Mac about a few months ago, I wouldn't say. I've had the iPhone version for a long time, but it's really cool, especially if you're the type of person who loves playing along with music. You can play along to different songs, and you can download a bunch of songs and change the key and tempo and change the instruments and do your own mix. It's pretty cool. I might do a demo of it if Ethan wants me to do that. That'd be a cool idea.
Out of the list view, table, list view, in the list view, iRoll Pro app application.
Sorry, I hit down arrow and left arrow by accident. Here we go.
iRoll Pro app application.
iRoll Pro.
iRoll Webcam app application.
Here is a app for a webcam type thing. You can use your phone as a webcam, which comes in really handy when we want to use our phones as a webcam for Zoom or whatever we want to use it for, Skype or And the app is pretty accessible.
iRoll Webcam app.
Irene webcam, according to VoiceOver. I could be saying it wrong, but that's how Alex is saying it.
Jamulus app application.
Jamulus. Alex is
Jamulus app.
Jamulus. But Jamulus is an app that allows people to play music together, like sort of in real time. As long as you're close to the server or where the location of the server is. I have experimented with it a little bit. I hope to keep using it more often. But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Jazz Funk Kit folder collapsed.
This is a folder for a VST that I use in Logic. It's a drum kit. You can play via my MIDI keyboard, and yeah, it's a free VST. I think it's made by Orange Tree Samples. Yeah, Orange Tree Samples. And it sounds pretty good.
Keynote app application.
Self-explanatory.
Keyscape app application.
Keyscape. Now, this is a VST that I use in Logic. It's a VST that has a bunch of piano sounds, electric pianos, some rare vintage keyboard sounds, and pretty interesting stuff there.
Launchpad app application.
Self-explanatory.
Logi Options app application.
Logitech.
Logi Options app application.
Oh, I guess it's Logi or Logi Options. It's basically a app that you can that I have that helps configure my Logitech keyboard. I'm not using it now. I'm using it on my other Mac that I have set up. But that app is basically used for when you want to install updates or just check firmware of it or whatever. Since everything is going digital now these days. So next,
Logic Pro app application.
Self-explanatory. Logic Pro. One of the best DAWs, digital audio workstations for doing music in general, or whatever you need to do it for. Podcasting, my friend Chris, he does podcasts using Logic, which is pretty interesting. But yeah.
Loopback application.
Loopback.
You are currently on L2 items.
Loopback, one of my favorite apps by Rotoamoeba. Again, shout out to Creighton for hooking me up. All of their apps are great. Shout out to Rotoamoeba.
Loud Typer application.
Loud Typer. It's a app that you can get from the App Store, and you can, every time you hit a key, you get a sound effect. I have it set to a mechanical keyboard type sound, and you can change the sounds. And there's an in-app purchase. You can get, that's very cheap, but you get all the sounds, and there's no subscription. It's just one-time payment, and you do it. Next.
Mail application.
Mail, self-explanatory.
Maps application.
Self-explanatory.
Mbox application. You are currently on.
Not sure what that is. I think it has something to do with some interface or something like that, right? Some audio interface. But again, I don't know what it is because I never used it before. I think something probably my dad has downloaded. Next.
Messages application.
Self-explanatory.
Microsoft Excel application.
Self-explanatory.
Microsoft OneNote application.
On Microsoft stuff.
Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Word. Mission Control application. NLTU Audio Tools application.
Okay. This is an app. For some Mode 2. For my Mode 2 interfaces. Not sure what it does. So.
NLTU Discovery application.
This is another app for those.
NLTU Discovery. NLTU Pro Audio System Extension application. You are currently on a
extension.
Music application.
Music, self-explanatory. That's just the music app built into the. Well, that comes with the Mac. Usually, it used to be iTunes, but now they changed it to music.
Native Access application.
Native Access. This is a app for Native Instruments plugins, and you can manage those.
Native Instruments folder.
Here's a folder. Native Instruments.
News application.
News.
You are currently on L2 items. Notes application.
Notes. Self-explanatory.
NTFS for Mac application.
Not sure what that is.
Numbers application.
Numbers. That's a app made by Apple.
OneDrive application. Numbers application.
Okay, so Numbers. That's just an app made by Apple.
OneDrive application.
OneDrive.
Pages application.
Pages. I use that for when I'm using, or not using, when I'm writing assignments. I also use Word. Both of them are pretty good. I switch between the two.
Phone play application.
Phone play. That's, I believe, something where you can. I don't remember what that one is, but I need to try that one out.
Photo booth application.
Photo booth. That's on the Mac.
Photos application.
Photos. That's also on the Mac.
Photo score and not Light 2020 app.
This is another app for Sibelius. It's basically the same thing as the Audio Light or whatever it's called, but same thing. You can, same principle. You take a PDF and you can transfer that into sheet. Well, you can whatchamacallit. Same thing as the audio thing for Sibelius, but with visually. You can do all that.
Podcast application.
Podcast, that's the standard podcast app.
Contest Media Downloader app.
This is an app where I used for when I'm downloading YouTube videos, which comes in handy because if I need to send it to myself, I can just send the audio of the YouTube video and then put it in any tune and lower the key, let's say, for example, and then send it off to the worship team at our church, and then that way they have a version of a song, lowered or raised, depending on what the situation is.
Pre-sale News Hub app.
That is something for something by Presonus. I don't know how it works.
Preview.app application.
Preview, that is just a standard preview thing where you hit spacebar with VoiceOver and you can preview things.
Pulse.app application.
Pulse, that is for another VST. You can manage VSTs from there. I think this is either by Ampersound or what's that other company? I forgot that other company brand, but anyway.
QuickTime Player.app application.
QuickTime Player. This is what I use for when I'm playing any file, whether it's a MP3, WAV, or whatever. Video file like MOV or M4A, you know. So yeah, it's pretty easy to navigate with VoiceOver. Really accessible.
RealStrat Elite.app application.
RealStrat. This is another VST that I use in Logic.
RealStrat Standard application.
Here's another one. The company is... What's the company? Music Lab. Yeah, Music Lab.
Reminders.app application.
Self-explanatory.
RingCentral.app application. You are currently on a sell 2 items.
This is another meeting type platform similar to Zoom and WebEx.
Roll and folder. Collapsed.
This is a folder with some other VSTs, I think, made by Roland.
Roland Cloud Manager.app.
Here's an app for managing stuff that has to do with Roland Cloud, which is pretty neat.
RS Game Client 2.2.app. Roland Cloud Manager.app application.
Oh, my bad.
You are RS Game Client 2.2.
Here's RS for those who know what I'm talking about. You know what that is. For those who don't, it's basically you can play different audio games, which is pretty cool.
Safari.app application. You are currently on a sell 2 items inside of a table.
Safari, self-explanatory.
SessionWire Studio.app.
This is an app where you can connect with other people and you can collab musically on different things. There's a lot to this one. You can check it out on sessionwire.com. It's pretty cool.
Sibelius.app application.
Sibelius, this is what I've been mentioning before a bit, but I'll explain a bit more on it. But it's basically an app where you can notate music, and it became pretty accessible about 1 or 2 years ago, and they've been improving the accessibility, which is great. And yeah.
Siri.app application.
Self-explanatory.
Skype.app application. You are
Self-explanatory.
currently on Sonic Academy folder. Collapsed.
This is another folder with some VST stuff.
SoundNote.app application.
SoundNote, which is basically an app where you can, where it plays sounds, when you interact with your Mac.
SoundSource.app application.
SoundSource, forgot what that one is. Yeah, my apologies. I'm not sure what that one is.
Splice.app application.
Splice is an app where you can download loops or samples and you can import them in Logic. I have yet to figure out how to do that from a VoiceOver point of view. I know from what I've been told, visually you have to drag and drop everything, but I wish it was easy for someone who uses VoiceOver, but yeah.
SSL folder. Collapsed.
This is a folder for something I just recently got. It's a hardware controller I use with Logic that I'm going to start using pretty soon.
SSL 360.app application.
This is the software for that hardware controller.
Stickies.app application.
Self-explanatory.
Stocks.app application.
Self-explanatory.
System preferences.app application.
Self-explanatory.
Talkie video player.app application. You are currently
I forgot what that one is. I'm guessing it's a video type of player thing, but yeah.
TeamTalk5.app application.
TeamTalk. Use that a lot for communication with people. So
TeamViewer.app application.
TeamViewer, that's basically you can connect to other computers, and you can control their system and they can control you, which is useful if you're on a chat with tech support of some kind. I'm not sure how accessible controlling the other person's computer using VoiceOver is, or any other screen reader, but I heard it's pretty neat.
Text edit app application.
This is the default text editor that's on the Mac.
Time machine app application.
Self-explanatory.
Toolbox for pages. Templates.
Toolbox for pages.
Toolbox for pages. Templates. App application.
It's some templates, I guess.
Toolkit. App application.
Toolkit. Self-explanatory.
Transmit. App application.
Transmit. This is a really cool app I use for bouncing files between different folders. So like let's say I want to copy from something off of my desktop to my Dropbox. I can just do that really easy. Just boom, boom. No need to open Dropbox, like the app itself. Just use Transmit, and it's very accessible. And you can hook up other servers like Google Drive or and other things like that.
Trillion. App application.
Another VST that I use in Logic.
TV. App application.
Self-explanatory.
Ulysses. App application.
Here is a writing app that I recently got into thanks to a post I saw on appleviz.com, and it's very accessible. I hope to start using it more. Again, I usually switch off between pages in Word, but I may start using this one.
Utilities folder. Collapsed.
Utilities folder. Self-explanatory.
VOCR. App application.
VOCR. This is an app where you can control it, and basically if you are coming across something that's kind of inaccessible and you want to know what's on the screen, you can use this to help you out a bit. Ethan has done a podcast on this. This is pretty neat. Shout out to him, and also Andre Lewis for also doing a demo of it on his YouTube channel.
Voice memos. App application.
Voice memo is self-explanatory.
WD discovery folder. Collapsed.
Not sure what that is. I recently discovered this. I believe my dad downloaded this, but I'm not sure what it is.
WD drive utilities uninstalled.
Not sure what that is.
WD drive utilities. App application.
Not sure what it is. I'm guessing it's something to do with some drive or hard drive. I don't know.
WD security uninstaller. App.
Another thing with WD.
WD security. App application.
Okay.
WeTransfer. App application.
WeTransfer. This is the WeTransfer app, which I haven't used that much. I mostly stick to the web version, but I have it here just in case I need to use the app. Use the app.
Wondershare Uniconverter. App application.
I haven't used that in a bit.
Wondershare Uniconverter. App application.
I think that's a converter of some sort where you can convert files into different formats, which is pretty cool.
Yamaha folder. Collapsed.
Yamaha folder. This is folder containing stuff for when I used to use my Yamaha keyboard as a MIDI controller, but now I am using Native Instruments controller.
Yamaha Steinberg FW control panel. App application.
Another thing for the Yamaha keyboard.
Zoom. App application.
And we come to Zoom, which is I believe the most popular app for doing meetings of any kind, and yeah, really accessible. For those who haven't tried it out, I would suggest giving it a try. It's pretty cool.
Zoom. App.
Oh, and looks like we're at the end, so I'm gonna close this.
Close window. Finder. Audio hijack. Audio.
Okay. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Crazy Blind Tech Podcast.